Toxic Masculinity.
Frank James.
Uh-huh.
I think it's for the previous article. How does your vote not require ID? Is that real?
This guy must not be from America. Yeah, pretty much every other country requires ID. Like pretty much everywhere in the world requires ID. Just America is just like it's voter suppression. It's like it's weird, right? It requires a signature if you're mailing it in, right? So you have to.
They don't even verify the signatures.
Oh, yeah, that was a whole disaster. That was a
Stupid.
whole fiasco. Yeah.
And the second one
Uh-huh.
from Chris00 in J, I think.
Thanks, Chris.
I like hearing about Val's, I guess it's me, Val's perspective on growing up in Russia. Didn't know that about Russian priests. By the way, she's still out of your league.
So inappropriate, dude. So inappropriate. You just don't know how cool I am, Chris. I'm very cool. All right. All right. You want to move on to the last story, darling?
Yes. Illegal immigrants.
But hold on. But you're right. Okay. Go.
Illegal immigrants claim Biden promised us.
Yeah,
guess-
illegal immigrants that are trying to get into the country are claiming that Biden promised us that we could get in and that everything would be perfect and great. So I don't want to make fun of illegal immigrants. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I actually feel quite sorry for illegal immigrants trying to escape the torment of their country. So, poverty is a tough thing, and so I don't. If I was impoverished and I was in Guatemala, I'd be right there with them coming up. So I shouldn't mock them. I should mock Biden for his. Anyway, so this story is all about basically how, conservatives have been warning Americans for quite a long time that the rhetoric coming from the left and the policies that would be implemented by the left would just encourage more illegal immigrants to come. And now this is the proof, right? We're getting the receipts from Biden's rhetoric and his policies from Epoch Times. Biden promised us migrants swarming U.S.-Mexico border claim president encouraged them to come. This is by Jack Phillips. Thank you, Jack. This is a great story. Let's see here. Migrants who are attempting to illegally cross the U.S. and Mexico border into the United States claim that President Joe Biden encouraged them to come. Biden promised us that everything was going to change. Gladys Oneida Perez Cruz. Why do Hispanics always have 16 names? Gladys Oneida Perez Cruz, a woman who traveled to the border with her child, told the New York Times on March 14th. He hasn't done it yet, but he's going to be a good president for migrants. Perez said that a coyote, a human smuggler, I like how they have to put that in because when Trump said coyote in a debate, all these Democrats were like, Donald Trump thinks coyotes are carrying people across the border like they thought the actual animal. That was one of the best things. That was one of the best moments in the election when all these blue check Democrats were saying, what the hell is he talking about? There's not coyotes and they were drawing like images of coyotes, like the animal with like kids like in little bags being held in their teeth and stuff. I mean,
I think
ridiculous.
I know why Hispanics have so many names like Gladys, what you read, because they have such a few last names like Gomez, Lopez, Gonzalez, Rodriguez.
So they just take them all?
Yeah.
No, well, I think it has something to do with taking the dad's name and the mom's name, and I don't remember, but like the
Yeah, because you have lots of
it's a traditional thing.
A lack of variety last names. I told you, Gomez, Lopez,
right. Yeah,
Gonzalez,
so
Rodriguez.
they just take them all. Yeah, no. It's a traditional thing. It's nice. It's just difficult to read.
It's a joke. It's
when
a
you're
joke.
doing
It's
a
a
live
joke.
stream. All right, let's see here. It's gonna be okay. Perez said that a coyote, a human smuggler, charged her $9,000 for the trip to the border. Good Lord! From what I understand, that's actually the going rate. I've heard that many times. 9,000 seems to be the number that they have to pay. 9,000 for the trip to the border. The woman said that she and her son embarked on the journey on February 7th and hoped to reach her sister in Maryland. Hours after crossing the border, they were apprehended by Border Patrol agents. The news outlet stated, according to Perez, deciding to return that Perez decided to return to Honduras. So she got to the United States. They apprehended her, and she realized, oh crap, they might not let me in. I guess they're not letting me in or something. Like it wasn't as quite as like welcoming as she thought.
Well,
Biden
Biden promised to give them citizenship if they will come here before January 1st.
Right, or
Too
something
late.
like that. Right.
Too late. He wasn't even in office.
It was it January 1st that was the date.
I think he said if you can prove that you were in US before January 1st,
I don't remember what the
2021,
day was, but there was a certain
they're
time.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we will give you money, but you have to come here
Yeah.
or it's already late, so you already have to live in Oregon,
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Exactly.
I
Right.
will give you everything you want,
Yeah.
but you already had to be here, so too late."
But they're still giving. I still think that they're being irresponsible with their generosity because I mean, think about it like this: if they do it once, it's decent chance they'll do it again. So if you're an illegal immigrant and they're like, we're going to give you amnesty, but we'll never do it again. All the other illegal immigrants are going to be like, oh, we missed that one. But you know what? We'll just wait for another Democrat to be in office. They'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So then they'll come in again, right? So okay, so let's it's a way of encouraging people to do things that are essentially illegal. All right, let's see here. According to the paper, another woman claimed that Biden promised us! Exclamation point. The paper had a byline from oh my goodness, I can't read this. This is a city, Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, a city located next to El Paso, Texas. I did not make it. Another woman was heard saying into her phone around that time. But acting Border Patrol Commissioner Troy Miller recently told reporters that in a conference call that the border is not open to migration. Do not believe human smugglers who tell you otherwise, he said. Coyotes and cartel members, however, are apparently promising migrants that the United States is now open under the nascent Biden administration starting on his first day in office. President Joe Biden undid several of former Donald Trump's executive orders regarding border security. Okay, and actually, I'm going to play a video for you guys. This is far more critical a message, and this is something I actually kind of I probably should have made this into a segment on its own, but let's see here. Let's see here. Where's my own profile? There we go. This guy says everything that you need to know about what's going on at the border. Hold on.
Ball game, but the ball is it's a catastrophic crisis that's been created within the last 2 months because an executive order was issued by the President of the United States for MPP, which is a whole different ball game. But that just allowed the cartels to further exploit the whole situation. And every bit of what we're seeing down here along the border is controlled and orchestrated intentionally by the cartels in Mexico. There is no doubt about it. Each one of those individuals that you're filming coming across are paying the cartels $6,000 to be smuggled across where the cartels dictate they go. That takes our Border Patrol troops off of the front line and process them. So the cartels can now get their illegal narcotics smuggled into our country and distributed throughout the United States. Just this fiscal year, they've already intercepted close to 5,000 pounds of fentanyl. We are all addressing opioid addiction and abuse in every one of our cities and counties across the United States, and people are dying. But yet, Border Patrol has now been turned into, by this administration, the Uber for the cartels to get to where they need to go in the United States.
That is very disheartening, but it's also very instructive. So I love that video for that reason. But it's kind of sickening because so what this guy's saying is this is actually something I predicted. I actually predicted this in a video. I don't remember when, but if you encourage all this immigration, this illegal immigration, and the Border Patrol is dealing with this massive flow of immigrants, this just runs cover for anyone trying to sneak over the border with drugs. This just runs cover for anybody trying to sneak across the border who is the murderers, the bad guys that Trump was speaking of when he first got into office, when he was first running. The more illegal immigrants we have crossing the border, the more shady stuff is going to come with it. The more crime's going to come with it. The more drugs are going to come with it. All this kind of nasty stuff. Because it's very difficult to smuggle drugs across the border when there are no illegal immigrants crossing. Because Border Patrol can just be laser focused on what you're doing, what the cartels are doing, what the drug runners are doing, and they don't have to be distracted by all these illegal immigrants. When you have thousands of illegal immigrants crossing, their hands are full. You know, they can't be in 20 places at once. So these guys are just bringing tons and tons of drugs over now because the Border Patrol is just overwhelmed. So thank you, Biden. Once again, some, amazing presidenting. Doing a great job there, pal. Don't sleep too long. Okay, so
We have a couple super chats.
Oh, we have more super chats. All right, so I think that was our last story of the day.
Yeah.
So why don't we just get into into the Q&A section? Toxic Masculinity, weekdays 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.